Hello, and thank you for joining us on this session of Fayette Connection. I'm Jessica.
And I'm Lori, and we're with Fay-Penn Economic Development Council. Fayette Connection is a web series that focuses on connecting the Fayette County business community with available regional resources.
Today we are broadcasting to you from beautiful Penn State Fayette, the Everly campus. And we are fortunate to be joined by Dr. Charles Patrick, Chancellor and Chief Academic Officer, who will be speaking about the new engineering suite as well as the new four-year engineering degree offered here.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Patrick, for joining us today. So first of all, I want to say congratulations on the new four-year engineering degree that's being offered here at Penn State Fayette Everly campus. I wanted to know if you could tell us a little bit more about what electromechanical engineering is.
Sure. Thanks for coming to Penn State Fayette today. Really appreciate you being here. Electromechanical engineering technology is a program that combines, it's an interdisciplinary engineering program that combines elements of electrical and mechanical engineering. The reason that we chose that is it is the type of program that is interdisciplinary, and it's needed in industry today because a number of the systems in industry are becoming more automated. And industrial automation and robotics and those types of things are very important for many companies now, particularly in manufacturing, automotive, aeronautical, energy, a number of areas where these types of students could go as graduates and find jobs with that applied prototype engineering technology degree is going to provide them the applied type of learning and knowledge that would allow them to work on those systems and help design and produce, assemble, pull everything together basically to get those systems to work in that environment.
Wonderful.
What kind of jobs would a student with a degree in this field of engineering expect to get?
I think that it's combined. It would be something that would probably be a classic mechanical or electrical engineering, except the applied side of that. And then also, when you do the combination, you're going to find that the students would be able to move into positions where companies are looking for some type of combination of mechanical and electrical. I mean, a perfect example is the car that we drive every day. A modern car these days is a huge mix of electronics and mechanics working interchangeably to be able to talk to each other and then perform that particular task that's told to do. But you see that in most industry these days. It's becoming more and more that those electronics are tying in and through automation, through robotics, through what I mentioned before. So those are the types of jobs that they would go into would be to, again, help design and produce, to, again, combine these systems. So jobs like the titles I said before, but you'd see something, again, in energy, in automotive and aeronautical. We have a number of companies here that have the type of work environment where these type of design engineers would go in that not only know how to design, but they know how to apply that because of the engineering technology element. They are the people who've seen that application in laboratories and then hopefully working in internships to be able to do that type of work.
And that's actually a great tie-in to my next question, which we understand that you're already working with some local Fayette County companies and businesses to assist their employees in furthering their education. If there are other companies in the Fayette County area that would like to get more information or get more involved in this, how can they do so?
That's a good question. We have several ways, really. I think the first step would be to go to our website, perhaps. I don't know if that's the first step. It's one of the several that you could do.
Sure.
The easiest thing is pick up the phone and call me. My office would be able to point them in a direction. Probably the best office to talk to is enrollment management or our admissions people, because they have all the details about what the program is and how they would get enrolled in that program as an employee taking 6 to maybe 9 hours a semester or something like that working on a degree. If they already have an associate degree, and that's kind of the companies we're working with now, Advanced Acoustic Concepts and Boeing and Johnson Matthey, if they have employees that have a 2-year degree in either electrical or mechanical engineering, they can probably slide into this program pretty easily. We have a number of people at a couple of companies that have our 2-year electrical engineering technology degree, and they want to move on for the 4 and in EMET. It's a really smooth transition to do that because the first 2 years between those 2 programs are almost identical. That's in fact, we're kind of calling it a 2+2 because of that. So the companies would contact, again, my office or admissions, go to the website. There's a lot of sources to be able to find next steps.
Wonderful.
The new engineering suite is amazing. I was fortunate to be able to take a tour of it. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the features and how the students are utilizing it here?
Absolutely. We had EMET in mind when we were doing this, but we also have a number of students that come here for their first 2 years or so and then go on to University Park to get degrees in engineering, 4-year engineering programs that we don't have. Mechanical, chemical, nuclear, mining, there are a number of programs up there that they can get. So we needed good facilities to be able to teach those students about the next, getting into that next step. It's a natural for us though, particularly with the EMET, plus the EET that's already there. The facility was one that we wanted to have, really good classrooms. So we have 4 traditional types of classrooms, and we're experimenting with technology in those, and those will probably be updated over the next few years to include some interesting kinds of technology that we will be able to use for learning, teaching and learning. Then there's also a 24-station computer lab that's really a traditional classroom with desktops, but those desktops, a panel slides up and they become 24 computer stations. And these are our best computers on the campus because we need to be able to run some pretty high-end CAD drawing and graphics packages on those, some engineering packages on those, so they've got to be pretty powerful. So 24 stations are there, and that's tied right next to a 3D printing lab. So we combine that together to be able to do some prototypes and those types of things. Down the hallway is right now our electrical engineering technology labs, two rooms, but we'll be converting that into electrical and mechanical for our EET program. We're not going to lose any of the EET stuff. We are going to upgrade a bit of it to get things that are more modern in there. And Penn State's been very generous to be able to help us get this going. We're going to be, over the next couple of years, purchasing quite a bit of equipment to make sure that we have modern lab equipment for the new program. And that helps us in EET because, again, the first 2 years are nearly identical. And then you back up to the what I consider to be the most interesting combination, and that's our arts room. That's a multi-purpose, general but more multi-purpose type of classroom that's set up to teach art. So all of our art classes tend to find itself in that particular room, drawing, painting, whatever it might be that we're doing for art. And what's happened is that what we hoped would happen, that is that a number of the art students have combined then with our engineering folks to get into the 3D printing lab and do some interesting kinds of combinations for that as well. So that whole suite there then becomes this integrative type of interdisciplinary thing that can use the talents of a lot of different people. It's a pretty cool place. I will say, when we started that, the architect that we used was, I think, I have it here somewhere, next architecture, I think. I'll look it up in a second. And it was, when we talked to Mr. Pope that was doing it, the chief architect there, we wanted the place to kind of be a wow type of place. So we have some really interesting stuff in the hallway with the sine wave ceilings, but also a lot of glass, a lot of kind of show and wow. The point of that is that we want to be able to have students come in, by all means, do really well in engineering, but we also want them to step in and say, wow, this is what this place is. So
Definitely is a wow factor whenever you go into the engineering suite. Well, Dr. Patrick, thank you so much for all of the great information, and this is wonderful news for Fayette County businesses and students alike. And myself, I'm a Penn State alumni, so in just closing, I wanted to say we are.
We are going to do very well. Yes, yes. So we're proud of it. We really enjoy the thoughts and the prospects of what's going to happen in this new program, particularly on that new suite. But we know that we have a number of folks in the area that in this region that are very supportive of Penn State and the efforts of Penn State. And being the only four-year institution in Fayette County, we consider that we have a special role to play, and we think that we're going to serve Penn State very, very well to do that. So thank you all for coming in today. We appreciate it. Appreciate the ability to talk a little bit more about our engineering efforts here, and particularly the MET new program.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
You're welcome.
And once again, we would like to thank Dr. Patrick for joining us and taking the time to speak with us today about the engineering suite and the new engineering program here at Penn State Fayette. And for more information on that program, you can visit fayette.psu.edu. Thank you for joining us on this session of Fayette